What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic, you dig? Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there that's celebrating it over there in the States. We do it, man. Afternoon grind, talking about the top five, worst champions in boxing. I don't mean ability in some of the cases. I mean, in terms of how they handle, how they move, how they select their fights, their resume, their willingness to fight the best. That's what I'm talking about. In most of these cases, and I'll tell you if the cases vary by fighter. Some people may agree, some people may disagree. You know, it's how you feel. It's opinionated list. It's my opinion, and I explain my opinion and base it off of factual based things. And that's what I always do. Fact based. If you're looking for Golovkin to be on this list, he will not be on this list. I think he's a solid champion. So, motherfuckers, man, he ain't left on this, no. So let's kick it off. Let's go in order. Number 5 for me will be Erislandy Lara. Just after the Canelo fight, man, for me, he has one of the worst resumes in the sport of boxing. I think it includes Ishe Smith, Yuri Foreman, Vadas Martirosyan too, and now Terrell Goucher. It's just unacceptable, man. All the talent that's at 154 pounds. We know Andrade's been wanting to fight Lara. Lara beat him in the Pan Am Games, I believe it was. And, most people was holding, talking about Andrade was trying to stop the fight. I think it was Lara, from listening to his manager when they could have took the Andrade fight next. Now Andrade got a fight October 21st, Turning Stones Casino, Verona, New York, on HBO. So, to me, he just doesn't want to fight the best. Like I said, he's not an ability. He has some ability. I'm not the biggest fan of his style. Like I said, I think it's a thin line between boxing, moving, and running. And I think he's really on the running side of the line. But I just think he's bad for that division. I think he needs to move up and compete. But, when you're eating right and you're getting fed right in the sport of boxing, Al Hammond giving you that money, he got the Adonis Stevenson itis. Number 4 for me is Joseph Parker. This is clearly an ability right here. He was going to fight Wilder next, but he missed the VADA WBC mandated random drug test, and then switched his tune to fight Hughie Fury. Hughie Fury pulled out the first time because Peter Fury couldn't make the trip over to New Zealand because he had a felony, and New Zealand don't play that. They strict on that. They wouldn't grant him a visa, whatever it was. So now it's going down in Manchester. I think it's a solid fight. But, he has so much potential, man. Joseph Parker. Just that he can't tap into it, he got ability out this world, man. Believe it or not, man. He was a guy that, a couple guys I knew was high on. Wait till this guy, makes it on the big time. And I was looking forward to him, man. He got explosiveness. He got power. He got the size. He got the skills, but for some reason, he can't put it all together in that melting pot and mix it up. And it's getting sad. It's getting sad. We waiting for him to show his potential, and it just ain't happening. Carlos Takam, his first time going 12 or 10 rounds. I was like, all right, maybe next time out. Andy Ruiz, he's squeezed by him, eased by him. And the last guy, Renatovich, whatever the guy he fought, that was just, a piss poor outing. I know they switched the opponent at the last minute, but it's still a fight that he should look better than what he looked in. And, he just failing to perform, man. That's all it is. But I don't know what it is. Does he need a new trainer, new scenery, needs to train in the States? What it is with him, man. He got the ability out this world, man. I know he do. It's just, can somebody tap into it? Number 3 for me, man. It's hard. Top 3 is hard, man, right here. But number 3 for me is Jeff Horn. And potentially he can be higher in the next couple fights. It's not his fight. It's not his fault that the Pacquiao fight didn't happen. I thought it was a close fight. Really ain't an ability. I don't know with him, man. I still don't feel like he totally defeated Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think you got to beat the champ. I'm one of those type of guys. I just think he didn't beat Pacquiao enough. I know it was a close fight. Could have went either way. I said it, but I'm not sold on him. And another thing that could move him higher in this list, man, if he goes on to fight what's dude's name? Anthony Mundine, he goes on to fight a guy like somewhere like that. Mundine, Jesse Vargas coming off a long layoff. He talked all that shit about, oh, bring on Earl Spence, or bring on I won't fight anybody. Calling everybody out, knowing that Bob Arum won't let him fight everybody, and I don't like that pump faking shit. So on his ability, I don't think he's one of the. I think he's one of the worst champions. I almost put Giselle Corrales on there, but I think Corrales is a better champion than Jeff Horn. Call me crazy. But it is what it is with Jeff Me So Horny. Number 2 is Adonis Stevenson. I think he's holding up that division. He held up Kovalev's career. I think he could have made the Kovalev war fight a lot bigger for himself or for Kovalev. He was ducking Kovalev for those years, jumped to Showtime, had a purse bid with Kovalev, wanted Kovalev to come over to PBC, knowing Kovalev had a fight deal with HBO that still hasn't ran out. He's been holding the light heavyweight division up for so long, man. First thing that could happen for him was, beating Chad Dawson. Chad Dawson would come over off to Andre Ward, I believe, moved down to 168. Adonis Stevenson fought him at the perfect time, hit the jackpot, and ever since then, he thinks he's the super A side to every situation in light heavyweight division. He thinks he's like the A++ side. Like everybody should bow to him. And should he have a right to feel like that? Absolutely not. He feels like that because he's the lineal champion of the division, and he got Al Heyman on his side. But number 1 is Leo Santa Cruz, King Duck. Moved up as a part of a trio with Frampton and Quigg to Duck Rigondeaux. Didn't want to fight Rigondeaux. Don't want to fight Gary Russell. Don't mention Oscar Valdez's name. Don't mention Lee Selby's name. Took on Carl Frampton. Very brave to fight Carl Frampton for the simple fact he's seen Frampton down on the canvas in his American debut multiple times. Felt like he can beat him. Got beat by him once. Came back and beat him again. Now he don't want to run it back with him. Supposed to fight Abner Mars in the rematch. That's some people thought was close. Talking about he need a tune up. He's just holding shit captive. Captive. Now he's talking about moving up to 130 without beating good champions at 126. So he's number 1 on the list for obvious reasons. People know how I feel about King Duck, the son of Al Heyman. But